starting off with a Dan Parent Jessica Rabbit cover. Who doesn't love Jessica Rabbit? This is Archie and Friends Hot Summer Movies #1, the Jessica Rabbit Virgin variant out of 150. They did do a metal and I think a foil of this also. So
Yeah, I don't even remember. There was a bunch of Dan Parent like homages to like 80s stuff from this series. I don't remember any of these.
yeah,
Do you
they
guys
did
remember
Indiana Jones, a Breakfast Club, a Star Wars,
Chamber of Chills, right? Wasn't that part of that, or was that later?
No, I don't think that was part of that. Yeah, this is
That
just
was a
based
di-
on
that was a
summer
different one.
blockbuster movies.
But I do remember this one.
Yeah,
I think I just barely missed it, like whenever I saw the link.
Yeah, this one. Let's see here. What did this sell for? $125 raw on this one. Some of the other ones don't sell for anything, but this one, I've never understood the Jessica Rabbit fascination that some
are you
people
kidding
have.
me? Dude, how many, kids saw Roger Rabbit, about 10 to 15, and yeah, I can understand the love for Jessica Rabbit. Big time. Yep. So crazy.
I mean, I can just look through Instagram and see just as many good like looking girls as that, right? Because
She
they're
plays
all
bad
kind of
guys.
inflated like that now.
Right.
I mean, they're all working
It's
out.
Aaron Yee that said that.
They're all working out, or they're all models. My bad. Yeah, respect.
I love our chat. It's fucking great. Moving on to Resident Evil, the magazine, issue #3. This is a Jim Lee cover. I believe he did covers for all 4 of the issues. But this is probably the best cover of the bunch. I love the blood on the background too. So
yeah, were these like comic releases or were they like just off the rack?
These were magazine releases.
I know, but I mean, like, were they sent to comic stores or were these like what you'd get at like a bookstore?
I think they were like what you'd get at like Bookman's or Barnes and Noble type thing. But
I know I pressed a couple of #1s for I want to say one of the people in the chat said but it was Jim Lee that did them, and they were like pretty thin comics.
Well, wasn't there that version that was given out at one of the gaming conventions?
That's what it was.
I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I think you're right, Aaron.
But yeah, because the idea was that like, oh, anyone that's playing in this video game tournament is not going to save these comics or whatever, and they're probably all trashed from just like being thrown in the bag and carried around the convention.
Yeah,
that's not a comic convention, I should say.
I feel like we were talking about these on some show recently. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, this is cool. What is this going? Did you see the sale price on it?
Yeah, this one sold for $50.
Wow, that's interesting.
Ooh, are they doing a second season of the Resident Evil anime thing again? Or
I didn't even know they had a first season of it.
Yeah, there's an anime on Netflix that was, I think it showed up really fast, and like if you watched it, it was really cool. But then if you didn't binge it, no one cared. Kind of situation, because no one talks about it, right?
Why does she have her pinky up? It's kind of interesting. Yeah,
because it's tea time.
Yeah. So, all right, moving on. This one's interesting. Bootlegged SpiderMan issue #2 from Superhero Comics. Have you guys heard about this Bootlegged SpiderMan book?
I'd never heard of it.
The fuck is that?
So, yeah, this is crazy. All right, so it started out as just a parody zine that this guy put out. 20 pages. It's 5.5 by 8.5 magazine, like almost magazine size. And they went nuclear. This guy right here, Mahadi Keen, and he made multiple prints, up to 3 printings, I believe, of this. Here's the third printing. It's on its color. The first printing is like really ivory white, and then the second printing is a little bit darker. So, yeah, but the first printing and the second printings are super rare, and people went crazy for it, and so much so that, like a smart businessman, he put out a number 2, and here it is. It's basically, if I remember correctly, it's like, I don't remember the story on it, but it's obviously a not like Marvel, because they would probably go after him like crazy, but who knows?
So
Yeah, in this one, Aunt May bites Peter.
You might be
so
right.
with it 8.5 by or 5.5 by 8.5, is that just a sheet of paper folded in half and then he printed it off his own computer?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised on that either. You know what I
No.
mean?
I mean, how is this even? I mean, how is this even legal?
Because
Like,
it's an
he
art
uses
book. It's an art cosplay book. Come on,
Oh
Stein.
yeah, that's right.
I mean, but he's like actually using like Spider-Man's name.
Yeah.
What about all those Taylor Swift books, man?
He didn't put it like Spider-Man with a Y or something.
See-
Something weird.
See, for
So-
his, it's actually pronounced Spiderman.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
It says this is a bootlegged Spider-Man comic. Marvel had nothing to do with it. Aunt May is dead. The spider radiation has ravaged Peter Parker's body. Mary Jane ain't quite what she used to be, and the Green Goblin has decided to put the nail in the coffin. So that's the storyline there. Yeah.
So is this basically saying that I could make my own
Let's make our own
Bootleg
bootleg comics.
Batman?
dude.
Only if you draw it all too.
Yeah.
So it makes sure it lines up on Blow too at some point in time.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
dude.
I could draw it.
What did this sell for?
This number 2 sold for $50. So I'm confused. I'm really confused.
Wow.
$50. Get the fuck out of here.
Well,
Oh my god.
Oh, the bootleg universe is coming. That's pretty funny. I heard CBCS would grade it too.
Are they really?
They're starting to grade underground comics.
Bro, people throw away their money dirty, dude.
yeah. It's kind of crazy.
$50, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that being said, you guys might want to, well, I'll just post it. You might want to go do a search here and pick one of these up, because they are available out there for cheaper than this. And
Can't wait for number 3.
for number 3, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like the guy he doesn't want to, he feels like he wants people to look at other things that he's created. He got a little bummed out that people were talking about this more than his other stuff. But here's a link in chat, everybody. Go eat. All right. Moving on. One of my favorite books on the Almost 10 this week, Witchblade number 185, the K-Cha variant. And I hope I'm saying that right. Wow.
Mama.
Right? 185,
Mama.
they did a really cool homage cover to the first issue as the A cover, but they had a couple variants, and this is one of them. So, damn.
Yeah, I think this was just a B, like just it's not an incentive or anything like that or limited. I know like the Sejic, the white one, I think is much a little bit harder to get, I think, but um, this one also sold for $50 this week. It seems like, I mean, I know that they're bringing Witchblade back again. Like, didn't they bring her? Didn't they bring her back like just a
Yes.
couple years ago?
Yes. Maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Um, yeah, because they had like because and then now they're bringing her back again. Um, I don't know. I don't know if that's just drawing more interest, but there was actually quite a lot of the Witchblade like variants and stuff that are selling fairly decent.
Oh man.
But this last issue is there's several variants for it, um, and I think they're just not that easy to find.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of variants that aren't easy to find for the Witchblade stuff that are tens, cover wise. So
Are we gonna avoid the fact that it says double sized on the cover?
well, this is the final issue, so that's the other crazy thing. Speaking of Witchblade, if you guys get a chance and haven't already, go check out the Beyond Wednesdays channel, my channel. And we just recently interviewed the creator of Witchblade, Bryan Haberlin, on our latest Industry of Comics episode right here.
Very nice.
Yeah. So it was one of the best interviews that we've done with a creator ever. I don't think people realize, one, who Bryan Haberlin is, and two, how important he is to this medium. He's probably, one of the top 5 best colorists in the game and has been, since the 90s. He started with awesome Homage, the Homage Mark Silvestri imprint over there on Image. Worked with Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, Michael Turner, all kinds of people coloring their work. Was a Spawn artist for many years. It was a really good interview. Go check it out. A lot of fun, but very, very cool. All right, moving on. Call of Duty Zombies issue number 1. Everybody talks about issue number 5 from the series, but issue number 1 is the best cover, and it's probably one of Simon Bisley's best covers all around, right? This is gorgeous.
Why is his eyes yellow?
It's from the game.
Are his eyes yellow in the game?
Like, yeah, the zombies in the game, their eyes glow, like in all the videos and stuff like that.
Oh. I could never ever play Call of Duty, so I was terrible at it. But yeah, this one is expensive, like really expensive. This sold for $100 raw, and it's not a variant.
Yeah.
So you know what happened this week, though, right?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
All right, well, so Black Ops 6 or whatever number they're on is just got announced, and you can pre-order it. There's previews for the game and stuff like that. So that just released this week. So which Black Ops is where Zombies came from. Where it was an add-on game, or not an add-on game, but a different section of the game.
Gary Brown says he's got 3 copies. He collected the title up until issue 3. That's awesome. Wow.
Nice.
That is super cool.
But there's only 4 of us on the panel if you're going to send it to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, there was something I was going to say, and I can't remember when you were talking about Call of Duty stuff.
My bad.
Oh, well. Cannabis. So, yeah, this whole series is tough to find, and like I said, issue number 5 has that chick on the cover with the guns that sells for a ton. We've talked about it on the Almost 10 before also. So But good shit. Man, that's a good cover. That's awesome. I don't know if it's as good as his Lobo stuff, but it's good. So
Joe isn't
Alright.
asleep. He's organizing Dennis's books right now.
yeah.
No, man, I'm bagging and boarding.
Shout out to Mojo, who says, "Take my weekly comic book budget. No enticing releases this week aside those placed in his hold box. Thanking all of us." Wow, appreciate that. Much love to you, Mojo. Super cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
15 Canadian dollars. I can retire
Amen.
now.
All right, moving on. This is probably the coolest almost 10 book this week, in my opinion. And I messed up the name. This isn't Call of Duty Zombies issue number 1. This is yeah. This is Wizard issue number 6. It's a Sam Keith cover of Hulk, but there's variant. There's the green and the gray variant. And I totally forgot about this until it showed up on the list.
I didn't even know that there was a gray one of this.
Right?
That's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool. Wow, that was way ahead of like the time.
Yeah.
Right? To do a negative inverse, or like even reference to the original Hulk covers that it was gray instead of green.
Right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I had no idea. But I see it of like floating around the screen. It's throwing me off.
We're interactive here, folks.
The aliens are invading.
So the green cover is the one that I saw sale, and it was a CGC 9.8. First of all, it's got to be pretty hard to get a 9.8 of
Hell yeah.
one of the OG Wizard magazines. Because
Well, a lot of them that are sealed, like when you open them up, like they still have damage.
Yep.
You know, just because it's sealed doesn't mean that it's in like perfect condition. You know.
It turns into dust.
No,
Take it-
like there'll be dings on the corners of the book and that you can't see in the plastic and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
And the gray one is the newsstand variant, which is makes it even more rare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I think
Okay.
Wizards were on every newsstand like crazy, so maybe it isn't as rare. You know? Who knows?
Well, it sold in a 9.8 this week, so I would think the 9.8s are going to be really hard to get. But it did sell for an all-time high of 400.
wow.
Yeah. So in other words, if you got high grade old Wizards, grade them.
Yeah, I do. I have some really good old school Wizard covers that I gotta go pull out and see how they look.
I do have a question for the panel real quick. After seeing this art, does anyone else want to see Sam Keith doing more Hulk stuff?
Any Hulk stuff? Yes.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
any. I don't care what. Like it could be a
Yeah.
one shot for all I care.
Yeah. Man, that's cool. That's a cool book. Great find. Very, very cool. All right, moving on. Care Bears issue number 13, the first appearance of the Mad Balls in Comix. Great cover too.
That's a weird one, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Like why were Mad Balls chasing Care Bears?
Right?
Bro, it's a crazy world out there.
I mean,
Yeah,
this was in
I like
the
how
80s.
they're both freaking out about each other. They're both saying what strange creatures, and great full moon cover.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this one there's a weird.
That reminds me of what is it, Santa Claus and the M&Ms? They do
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
They both pass out.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would have not really thought about this one, but this one sold this week raw for $50. So it's a very expensive Care Bears book.
How much?
$50 raw.
Raw. Oh my gosh.
That's a cool cover though, bro.
I
I bet you Big Leg would want that.
I
How many do you
still
have,
don't
Brian?
have. I don't have any of these. I cannot find this. So
Do you have at least an anniversary cover? The frame?
yes, I have the Care
Okay.
Bears anniversary cover, but I'm a huge fan of Mad Balls, and I don't own this yet, so I gotta find one. Yeah, this is super cool.
So what I'm basically hearing is, if you run into Care Bears in the back issue bins, buy them.
Yes, yeah.
Well, you never know, man. Some of the short printed and
Yeah.
Man, that's a cool book. Is Mad Balls code for something? Says Blind Adam.
That's funny.
but the thing about it is, first appearance of a property like that. I mean,
So
Yeah.
you've heard of Blue Balls. I heard Mad Balls is the next form, right?
There is a Mad Balls comic that went 10 issues.
that's right.
Yep. So made by Marvel and Star. And obviously they did the re-release, which have those great variant covers. So yeah, I love this. I'm going to have to find this.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know that was where Mad Ball's first appearance was.
Yeah. Yep. That's a cool book. So, all right, moving on. Something is Killing the Children, number 6, the Frizen 1 in 25 color splash. Always thought this was such a great title. I wish I had one of these. I thought I did, but I can't find it anywhere, which pisses me off. But oh well.
I got one.
You do have this one?
I do have this one.
Dang.
Is that the one I pressed for you, Yee?
Yes, that I didn't grade right away, and it took like 6 months to grade.
What did it grade?
Did you get it graded though?
It got a 9.8.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's CBCS 9.8, but it was for
Better.
I mean, it was for the PC, so like it was kind of like I want it encapsulated because I don't want it dinged like in just a bag or Mylar or just in the top loader. I was like, let me just grade it. I don't plan to sell it, so
Yeah. Well,
because it's hard to find. Like
it is.
I was like kind of like
yeah.
Yeah, well, it sold this week raw for 900, which is pretty much what 9.8 were about 1,000. So it is now 900 raw.
Wow.
Yee,
So
sell
good for
that
you.
shit.
Good for you,
Yeah.
Yee.
sell it.
The fucking A. I'd be selling that shit ASAP. 1,000 plus you could probably get out of that. That's
Yeah,
all San
I mean,
Diego.
for a 9.8 or whatever, it's always gone for like I want to say at least 1,200 at the low end, and then I think at the high end it hit like 3K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sell it.
Great cover.
Sell it.
Yeah.
I would have to sell a bunch of other stuff. I think I would sell that last, to be honest.
Well, it's a good book. So
Yeah.
moving on. This one is so hard to find any information about. It's 311 Voyagers, issue number 2. Now, it doesn't show it on this image, but these are all numbered, and they are numbered in the bottom right out of 550, and it'll say like number 3 of 550, and they come sealed in a poly bag, and I think you could only buy them on their webpage. There is obviously an issue 1, but I can't find hardly any information about this on issue 2, the 311 book. So
Yeah, the only thing I could find was that issue number 1 was numbered out of 1,000, and then number 2 was only numbered out of 550.
yeah,
It was very strange. I've never even heard of this book at all. I didn't know that isn't that a band?
yeah,
Yeah.
311's a band. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, hold on, I think that's a band, but it's just an odd comic, right?
It's because you gotta have to come original.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, all I know is this is expensive. This is $100 book. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
I wonder if you had to go to a certain tour to like pick it up or something like that. Because I know a lot of bands were doing comics for a while.
Yeah, Hero. I
It
don't
al-
know who Hero Publishing is too. Maybe it's their own thing.
I mean, at this point, it almost, if you're a band like Ye, like it almost
Oh,
makes sense to
do a
like
comic.
to do a comic, right?
I feel like you have to get to a certain level, right? Before it like can take off. Or I mean, I guess like if the band does take off and then you release like an underground comic that no one bought and then becomes worth thousands later or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'll have to ask Vinny.
Yeah, these books, these band books are interesting, man. Some of them are rare beyond rare. But this one I couldn't find shit on. Absolutely nothing. Only a couple sales. And how much did you say it sold for?
$100.
$100 raw.
Wow. I feel like it's tougher to find. I feel like that's probably a good buy. You know, with how tough it was to find information on it.
Who did the artwork on it?
Don't know about that. It's a great question. Shout out to Mrs. Horsecock Express for the $4.99
Hey,
super
all right.
sticker. Hey, you changed your name back. You gotta quit playing this name change game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
Don't mess with the cock.
moving on.
That's what she said.
One of the biggest sales this week for a almost 10 book, Flash number 100, the DCU variant.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is not just the DCU. This is the regular cover DC.
Yes.
So if you remember anything about Flash from back then, they did this. The 100th issue had the Quick and the Dead,
Mhm.
and then it had this non-holographic whatever that is. And then they did a DCU variant for each one of them. And I'll be honest, I've never seen
Either.
the DCU. I think I've got the deluxe, but I've never seen the regular cover of it. Never seen it.
Yeah.
So I think it is one of the hardest ones to find. I mean, if you find one,
You got gold.
yeah, because a CGC 9.6 of this sold this week for what I say, $2,100.
That's nuts.
So I saw that posting in a group chat earlier this week, and I thought it was super funny that in the title it says newsstand.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's just a non-deluxe.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought it was super funny that the person, like, even though they sent it to grading to CGC, like their listing did not even mention the DCU variant, which I don't think anyone really missed it that collects DCU variants, right?
Yeah.
No,
Because they obviously went for like way more than what a newsstand would go for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody, and that's the thing is, the people that are trying to collect these, they want them all, and some of them are just so ridiculously rare that if one of them pops up somewhere,
You have like 50 people fighting for it or more.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way you get these books is they came in multi-packs, usually sold at like Toys R Us and places like that. And that's the only way you could get them. They came in these multi-packs that were sold in toy stores.